Hey, super scratcher fragilistic expialidocious or super head scratcher fragilistic expialidocious. Questions for Calvinists, Reformed, part tulip, 4-pointers, 3-pointers, anybody who holds to John Piper's full theology, MacArthur's, Sproul's, Washer, Bachman, and more. Here's a head scratcher for you this morning. In Mark 16:15, Jesus, says to them, "Go to the whole world and preach the gospel to every creature." Now, this is an old classic question that every person who follows free will asks when they hear about Calvinism and its roots and what it teaches. So to command believers to preach to non-believers who have been predetermined, pre-decreed, pre-chosen for hell, predetermined not to believe, and to live their entire life as spiritual corpses, reprobate, vessels of destruction. Could we say we got to get rid of the words good news, gospel, even though the Bible uses that in the old Greek? Good news, gospel, it's a pretty good translation as far as I understand into English, yet that's not good news. There's no good news for most people. As a matter of fact, it's horrible news. It's horribly horrifying, no hope having, scary news. You're saying that there's a 90, 80, 70% chance that there's no way on this earth that God created, even though he sent his own son. And I understand that there's this story about this guy named Jesus who died for my sins, but he didn't really die for my sins. I'm scared. And hell is my result, my consequence, my punishment. John 3:18. So reading on. Gospel, not a good analogy. Good news, not good, because that's false truth. It's a false command. Am I right or am I wrong? So, bad analogy, but here's the best I can do. God commands all men to go out and teach every creature that 2 + 2 = 5. That is something God can't do because it's a lie. It's untrue. And it's certainly not good news when you're doing your bank account or you're writing a check or you're trying to trust the person who's making change at the local McDonald's, right? So this is something God can't do. Just like having men preach the good news, that's a lie. Especially if God has most creatures being reprobate, bound for hell, passed over. Okay, again, you can read my words. God has already pre-caused or predetermined most to go to hell because of inability, because of the way they were born, in such a capacity, in such a way that they can't really hear the truth, understand the truth, respond to the truth. So there's really no good news. Notice the scripture says every creature. What? I think that's really important, but that's for a different video. Every creature, the deer, the snail, and the slug, they got to hear the gospel. Well, not for heaven, but on a side thought, Colossians 1:16 through the end of the chapter, read it carefully. God sent the Son did the perfect work and was resurrected and bought peace for the entire cosmos, heavens, earth, everything in existence. Read it carefully, and you tell me if the good news isn't for every creature. Anyway, you can finish reading it on your own. There it is. End of another head scratcher. The head scratcher in plain form is the gospel. Is it good news? Is it a lie for Jesus? Matthew 28:18-19, Mark 16:15, to tell us, go and share the gospel with every creature, baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, teach them of me, yet most can't hear it. Is this a lie? Can we be saying this? Is it good news? End of scratcher.